Hello guys, this is Abhay Maheshwari. Welcome back to my channel Super Quick Learn. In this video, I will be talking about AWS infrastructure. So if you are working on AWS or preparing for any AWS certification, AWS infrastructure is one of the basic pillars for AWS understanding. So let's get into the details. AWS infrastructure has many important components. Those are regions, availability zones that we also refer as AZs. Then local zones, wavelength and outpost. Regions and availability zones are most fundamental components and other three are used for a specific purpose. Let's talk about them in detail. Let's talk about regions and availability zones. Regions are physical locations around the globe where AWS has hosted their data centers. Each region has multiple availability zones which are isolated from each other physically with independent power, cooling and physical security. But at the same time, they are interconnected with high bandwidth, low latency networking. Here you can see the global distribution of AWS regions and AZs. It also shows in which region how many AZs are available. So if you see here, in Northern California, which is launched in 2009, there are 3 AZs. Oregon, it has 4 AZs. San Paulo, 3 AZs launched in 2011. Cape Town, Sydney. So around the globe, they are trying to cover as much as possible ground to provide regions nearest to the user so that the latency is lowest when they are trying to access. AWS keep adding new regions, AZs. As you can see, there are coming soon regions also. So depending on your requirement, you can host the services in the region suitable for your needs. Now let's talk about this in pictorial representation, how regions, AZs and data center are related. Here we have AWS infrastructure. Now we can host our services in one or more AWS region. Multiple regions we generally use to provide low latency to end users so that the user can access the services from nearest region available. Also, it is used for fault tolerant and high availability scenario. That means if due to some reason some services are down in one region, then end user won't get impacted as other region will keep serving the users. Also, this will use for disaster recovery scenarios. As we discussed, each region will have multiple AZs. So here for the representation perspective, we have showed 2 AZs, but some of the regions may have 3 or 4 AZs also. So if you need to have your services highly available within a region, we can have them hosted on multiple AZs within a same region. Each AZ is also divided into logical data center. So looking at this complete picture, you can understand how AWS is handling the infrastructure and making sure that you get high availability options for hosting your services at region level as well as AZ level. For example, if you want to host an EC2 instance, EC2 instance is nothing else but a Windows or Linux server. So if you want to host a EC2 instance, first you have to select the region where you want to host the instance. And then while creating the instance, you can choose the AZ of your choice or the default one. For making it highly available across multiple AZs and region, it needs further configuration. So that is currently out of scope of this video. So at this point, I hope you get a fair idea how AWS infrastructure is set up. Now, as we cover the fundamental components of AWS infrastructure, let's talk about some other specific cases. First one is local zones. As we saw, AWS regions are available across the globe, but still there are some areas where regions does not exist. For users, industries in those regions that have some latency sensitive application, that means they want the response too fast, which is not achievable while connecting to the nearest AWS region. For such cases, AWS prepare local zones and user can connect to these zones to get the quick response compared to connecting to the AWS region directly. Local zones is nothing else but an extension of AWS region only. What are the benefits? Benefits are it will provide low latency to end users, it provides consistent AWS experience, and it is flexible and scalable. Looking at this diagram, first you have to enable AWS local zone for your account. And then you can extend your VPC, that is Virtual Private Cloud, to the AWS local zone. And then finally, you can build and run your low latency application on the AWS local zone. Next one is AWS Wavelength. This helps to create applications that deliver almost negligible latency to mobile devices and end users. How this is achieved? AWS provide wavelength zone where AWS compute and storage services are embedded into telecommunication provider data center, so that application traffic can reach application servers without leaving the mobile provided network. Few use cases are live video streaming or gaming. AWS has multiple telecommunication partners for this hosting, example Verizon, Vodafone, and few others. Let's see how this works. First, you have to extend your VPC to include a wavelength zone. And then after creating your resources, you can deploy the latency sensitive application in wavelength zone. Now traffic for this application can reach to application server without leaving the mobile network and provide negligible latency. Last one for our discussion is Outpost. This is basically to bring the AWS infrastructure to your data center. At times, there are few services that can't be moved to cloud, maybe because of legal requirement or due to technical constraint or maybe due to some other reason. But you still want to use AWS infrastructure, services, API and tools to handle these components. This is the service provided by AWS as AWS Outpost. So first, you need to create a site and select the Outpost configuration and place the order. Let's see the steps in the next slide. First, select your Outpost configuration in AWS console and then place your order. Once your order is placed, AWS will deliver the Outpost to your site and install using your site power. Then you can use Outpost as normal AWS to host your services. Thanks for watching. If you think this video helped you in any way in your AWS journey, please like and subscribe for more such videos. If you have any suggestion or looking details for any specific AWS service or scenario, let me know in comment section. I will try to create a video on that topic. Thanks again. Bye.